How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more historic. Well, actually, we're not playing historic today. We're playing a deck that I used to play in historic, but that was before alchemy came out. This was literally the third or fourth deck I ever played on the channel. I say that it probably was not actually. Was it? I don't know. It's a really old deck for the channel. I kept a bad hand, I think, but yeah, this is my first time. So I ported the deck into historic because not historic. What format is this? Explorer. Explorer, because this deck was not around when alchemy was there, and historic was a much different place back then. Like, the really good aggro slots had not been filled yet. Else was a thing back then, but it wasn't like... it didn't have Crater Off back then. So, it was before Jumpstart. Here's a question. Do I do this to myself, or do I just put land down? Coco can get us things, right? This first match may be a bit of a wash, but if we can get down a Hooded Blightfang, the life gain will just demolish Mono Red. This is a completely new build of the deck too, because back in the day we did not put any deck lists in the description at all. So a lot of my old decks are just lost. To be fair, they weren't amazing anyway, so... goodbye Squee, goodbye Charger. Charger's gonna kill an adversary, so I probably shouldn't have blocked that way. Let's get this down. Let's get a Hooded Blightfang down. Gain a life, deal some damage. Block an Annex if we have to. Like, I imagine, oh god, what is it called? There's just so many cards in the card pool now that it's hard to remember what they're all called. Embercleave. Embercleave is what I'm looking for. Annex Embercleave is just the dumbest thing, and it's gonna happen here any second now. Yep, there it is. There it is. GG, opponent. Maybe, I don't know, we're playing another game. But we'll test it out a little bit more. We have not seen the full power of the deck yet. Although, if you have been observant, you probably know what the full power of the deck is, because it's literally the first card I put in the deck, which means it's on the box art. Yeah, this is fine. This is actually more along the lines of what I'm looking for. So we have Otawara on 2, Neoform. Neoform Renegade on 3. And then Blightfang on 4. That's probably too slow, actually, but... Overgrown Tomb actually makes this possible. Wow. Neoform. Get me a Flynn. Get me a Narnam Renegade with a counter on it. So the 1-mana Death Touch plan can get you there. But Hooded Blightfang is also enough to get you there, right? So the main ideal behind the deck, right, is 1-drop Neoform Flynn. I added a lot more 2-drops into the deck so that I could get, well, I added one more 2-drop into the deck to get me another line for Hooded Blightfang, because Hooded Blightfang is sometimes a better way to close out the game. Because we're running such low to the ground creatures, we can kind of act like the old Cavalcade decks, where we get down a bunch of 1-drops, so they attack. That's my one. Flynn. There's poison number 2 and 4. 3 and 4. Storm the Festival. Now that's exciting. See if they're willing to get rid of a Stomper. So the nice thing about having Aven Heartstabber in the deck is... Actually, it doesn't have Death Touch, does it? Flying Death Toucher is what I was looking for, but he doesn't quite meet the mark. There is another one that I can get in the deck. I might switch it out. The Aven Heartstabber is just good milling damage, too. Or good card advantage. One of the problems with the deck is that Death Touch generally doesn't come with draw card, so we're reliant on things like Collected Company to actually make up for the fact that we're not. Yeah, no block. It's a lot of damage. Maybe our Flynn plan is just too slow. Let's try to get rid of the Takenuma, I guess. I mean, we are just dead, but we can deal some damage on the way out. We might have to rebuild the deck a bit. So the original build had more 1-drops in it. But I'm thinking about removing Aven Heartstabber and adding in some kind of card draw option. Or some kind of recursion. That could be good too. Like having a bunch of Death Touch creatures coming back would be pretty sick. GG opponent. We will build our deck again. Or rebuild some aspects of it. Generally don't go through the deck building process in videos, but just this once. We do it on occasion. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. We have 12 1-drops, so that's probably okay. Tainted Adversary could be good. But I want Call of the Death Dweller. And that'll replace Avon as like a card advantage card. It does increase our non-creature hits for Coco, but we still have 24 creatures. Like, that's still fairly decent. Let's see if there's anything Death Touch that I didn't see. So the one I was thinking about to replace Mind Stabber with actually Nettlethorn Drake. Nettlethorn Drake wasn't out. It's a 1/1 flyer with Death Touch, right? Like, it has evasion, which is really, really good. I don't really want to go above 2 mana. So let's actually limit this a little bit more, so that we're only looking at things that we can actually use. There's an argument for putting like maybe like getting rid of Fangs for Evolve Sleeper. The issue is, like, we want to spend all of our mana in the early game. And I guess we could probably build like an Avon version of the deck using... Or does Avon... in your, so it doesn't actually work with Thieves Guild Enforcer, which is unfortunate. I'm actually going to take out the Fangs and add in the Sleeper, because I think it's probably just a more powerful card. And we're going to run it like that. We're only running Shocklands. We could run a full playset of the Trio, and the original deck did run the Trio, but the issue is we're trying to be as low to the ground, like as aggro as we possibly can. So, we're not really worried about playing a game of Magic, right? We're worried about getting our opponent to 10 poison counters as quickly as possible. Mulligan. Gonna need some black mana. I guess we'll do it this way. Sure. I might need to redo the mana base, because we are getting stuck on black mana consistently. So that means I probably just did it wrong and I didn't realize. That kind of stuff happens. Okay, well, can't do anything. A lightning charger. Can't do anything. Here you go. Another lightning mare. Yeah, let's look at our mana base before we actually play some mana. Yeah, this has been a bit of a journey, but we're not done yet. We're gonna play more games. We just need to fix things. Like, if I luck my way back into a functional version of this deck, it'll be fun. Right, so I'm actually going to take out the Tainted Adversary, because I remembered there was another card that goes in the deck for reasons. That's pretty important for redundancy's purpose. And that is Lazav the Multifarious. He's important. I also want to go over here and actually suggest a land so that it fixes itself a little bit. And I might want to add some check lands. So to do that, we'll look at our rare lands. And we really just want lands that are black and rare. So I think I'm going to add these ones. And that way we have 2 blue-black sources. So the reason we added Lazav over the zombie guy is that Lazav can perform as an extra copy of Flynn, which is a little bit important. Because Flynn is such a functionally unique card, having only one copy of him means... So we're going to take 4 to get 2 points of poison damage here, which is just on rate, right? It's not like... Yeah, so we have to actually open on Foulmire Knight. And then we have to go to Breeding Pool. So this is like 3 shocks in a row. Go Fynn. Is this a creature counter? I hadn't considered that before I started casting creatures, but would make sense. Go Flynn. So Lazav can actually help dig us out of this. Our opponent might be... Well, never mind. Pay 2. Give me a Lazav. And then we'll go into Sleeper when they counter this. So they're blue artifact deck with counter spells. That'd be my guess. But we have snuck under them. They weren't on a 1-drop opponent plan, right? Blightfang? No counterspell. So next time he's going to get Death Touch, which is probably not worth it, actually, but... Call the Death Dweller for Fynn. Yeah, so this is the ideal of the deck. Next turn, we win. If they don't get rid of Fynn, like, it's game over. Yep, okay. That's how the deck should work. Doesn't always work that way, right? We saw in games where it didn't work that way. But it can. And that's why we're here. It's been a while since we've done an over 20-minute video, but I'm going to do 2 more games, and that should bring us over 20. I say that, see, I don't know the order I uploaded the last few videos, so I don't know, because I think one of them might have been over 20 minutes, but I don't want to say which ones I'm thinking about, because if I'm wrong... So I'm actually going to open on Marsh, so that way on turn 2 I can at least get a Foulmire Knight down. This card is weirdly good. And it's like 3 mana, lose 1 life, draw 1 card. Like, that's not a playable ability, but when you stick it on a 1/1 Death Toucher, it's actually pretty gas. Been Snarls. Did they reveal that to me? Okay. I hope you enjoy countering 1/1 Death Touchers, because that's what we got going on. Let's tap that and just play another 1/1 Death Toucher. So, like, the benefits of a Flynn plan is it's very defendable. Death Touch creatures always make decent blockers. And it can be fairly quick. Like, the major downside of the Flynn plan is that Flynn is a single creature that is subject to removal, right? Like, if you go through your 4 copies of Flynn, that's pretty much it for the game, right? You can lose at that point. This deck attempts to solve that issue with Call of the Death Dweller, which can bring a Flynn back from the graveyard. Lazav, which can copy Flynn in the graveyard. And through Hooded Blightfang, who... I'm going to Coco now. The Boseiju can go to the bin. So I Coco'd then because with our mono blue opponent with 2 Saw Comings, Foretold, like if we waited till the end of their turn, they'd just counter it. And then we would not be playing Magic. So now we've passed the metaphorical ball, right? Like, it's in their court to answer the Flynn or lose the game. I think there's some kind of extra turn deck, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so next turn we have Alpha Strike online. Yeah, that unfortunately does not stop us. You're going to need 1 more removal spell. Like, Goldspan Dragon Get There can be a good plan. I don't disagree with the concept, but I think we're probably favored, actually. Is that another Eldritch Epiphany? If not, I'm very foolish. Please tell me I'm not a fool. Oh, okay, well, never mind. We don't got this. We had it for a briefest moment. How many poison counters do they have? Did us playing out all those spells actually lose us the game? If so, wow. Humility. I need to get a copy of, or maybe even just a picture, because I think Humility might be a bit expensive as a card, and just like tape it to the corner of my my monitor, so that way whenever I'm about to say something, I can look at that and be like, you know what? Maybe don't. Maybe don't say anything. Flynn? Have you heard of Flynn? They have heard of Flynn. Guess they're not a fan. Which, fair point. Okay. Have you heard of Extended Flavor? Well, that wasn't supposed to happen that way. So next turn we can Knight. Call the Death Dweller. Get me a Flynn back. Hey, would you look at that? I got Death Touch. And Menace. Wrath? Yeah. Let's see if they got another Wrath. Have you heard of Flynn? Renegade? I'm keeping the Lazav. I'm not... I might be willing to let myself get blown out a lot, but I'm not gonna put all the eggs in one basket, right? Like, there's gotta be a line somewhere. Coco. Flynn, Hooded Blightfang. Have you heard of this Flynn opponent? That other Flynn? Fake Flynn. Okay, you've heard of that Flynn too. Okay, well, this Flynn. Have you heard of Grave to the Bottom? Have you heard of this Flynn? Like, Lazav the Multifarious is a really, really cool card. Do I get me a Flynn or do I get me a Hooded Blightfang? I think I get me a Flynn. I just don't really have a lot of faith that this one's going to survive, yeah. Hey, would you look at that? Flynn number 7. And saw it coming. Okay. Well, me and my opponent have officially ran each other out of cards. They technically still have 2 cards, but I'm going to say that I did my part too. Hey, would you look at that? Call a Death Dweller. I want me a Flynn. I want me a Renegade. Lazav. Alright, so Flynn's 8 and 9 have failed to hit the battlefield. We'll pretend like we have something. We don't, but we're gonna pretend. Blue-white giant control. That's actually kind of a neat concept. Gonna draw me a card. Play me a 1/1 Death Touch. You know, that thing I'm known for. And we might as well put a Watery Grave on the battlefield. No reason not to. Yeah, I will trade your giant for my 1/1 Death Toucher. Neoform. Doesn't do anything now. Can find us our final copy of Flynn. Okay. So we're gonna we're going to Otawara Soaring City at the end of their turn to get ourselves a Flynn. Resolve. You know, I don't mind a Hooded Blightfang. I don't think I'll take it. 2 mana. Flynn number 10. And we'll just sit and wait with this one. So I didn't play the Hooded Blightfang because I think that if I just sit and wait long enough, if they have like a Wrath, they'll use it. Evolve Sleeper. Evolve once. Evolve twice. Pass the turn. Like, they have refilled on cards. Okay. Let's get the first point of poison damage on the battlefield. I'm gonna draw a card before this goes away. Resolve. Why did everything glow for a second there? Lazav. View battlefield. Are you? Yeah, you're a Lazav. View browser. So I actually can't get me a Lazav. I need to get me a Flynn. Root. Alright, this is going to be the last match. I don't remember how many matches I promised prior to the beginning of this match, but like this is the drag out showdown match between blue-white control and Thagoth. Thagoth isn't its real name. Its real name is Sultai Flynn. Like, this is the grudge match. Question. Hooded Blightfang. How do we feel about that? Am I brave enough to attack? I feel like I am. Like, I feel like I got this. I don't see... Well... cancel... 1. Yeah, you did it right. Auto tapper. Good job. Yeah, so the next time I get a Lazav, I might just need to turn it into Evolved Sleeper. Because Evolved Sleeper is actually... Why you glow? I don't get it. Hooded Blightfang number 3? 4? I don't know. Lost track at this point. 3, okay. We don't have any 4-drops, so no point in Neoforming him. Your go, opponent. I am out of action. Still just out of action. Don't really want to lose my last creature to this. Okay. This time we're going to attack. Because we can deal 2 whole damage. Wow. Decline. Yeah, we'll just keep up the pressure with Hooded Blightfang. Like, they gotta do something eventually. There we go. That's a counterspell, which is unfortunate. So I just need to save up cards until I can do a bunch of things in one turn. Yo. Flynn number 4. Wow. I did not expect that to work. So our Neoforms are just dead now. Which is unfortunate. But we're not out yet, right? Like, we still got fight left in us. Alright, we lured out another counterspell. Can I get Flynn 12? Please. Flynn 12. I am down. Let it happen. No? Okay. This might be it then. So we have another 2-mana creature in my deck. I do. This is getting countered though. So this can get me a Lazav. A Lazav can get me Flynn. I don't know how, but I've outdrew that's how I've outdrawn the control deck. It's called Collected Company, and it's really, really good. Resolve. What do you think, opponent? Can I have 2 creatures? No? Okay. Well, I guess we tried. Alright, let's see what the last collected company. Okay, opponent, can I have 2 creatures? I only have 1 creature in my deck. That's special. That's a real special thing to have happen to me. Last Hooded Blightfang. Like, we are... Our threats are nearly gone. Renegade Rallier. Or Narnam Renegade. Neoform. What do you say, opponent? Can we make a deal? I just want me a Lazav. I will pay for that. Lazav. Final Lazav. Evolved Sleeper. Very cool. He can stay on top. In fact, I like him so much, I think I'm going to make my Lazav become one. And you're a 3-3. You're a 4-4. Hey, you're even a 5-5. Sure. I'll take a token. Counterspell again? Okay. We're back up to having a single 5-5. Portable Hull. Okay. Believe it or not, this is actually the kind of game I enjoy. I like the games where we have an opponent who is actively preventing us from playing Magic, and we're trying to figure out how to get there in the end. I don't think we have any way to revive Lazav left in the deck. There might be a Call to the Death color somewhere in there, but I sincerely doubt its existence. Let's draw me some cards. Don't think Neoform has any purpose anymore. You sure? Let's get us a token. We have done a lot of damage to ourselves this game. See you next time. Well, what? Well, that doesn't make much sense. Okay. I guess they're gonna Wrath. No, okay, they just had 2. Like, it makes sense not to put the portable hole, the sleeper under, like, a artifact, because we've proven that we can actually just deal with those, right? I think we're gonna lose to Skyclave Beats. I think that's where we're at. Wait, no, we're gonna get ourselves a sleeper. It's gonna be glorious. Actually, did we try to get ourselves a Flynn? I might need a way to shuffle my deck, if I'm being honest, but the fact that we went from dying before Flynn ever appeared to being able to have like 8 Flynns in a game is pretty good, actually. I'm actually going to get a Hooded Blightfang here, because we can't attack this turn, but we can block, right? And Hooded Blightfang is a better blocker. Well, joke's on you, I have another Boseiju. Our opponent has been extremely against drawing cards this match. And you know what? If they're not going to do it, we'll make them do it. I bet they have a removal spell. I don't want to die today, opponent. Thank you for your time. They did get there in the end. We have no cards in library. We got them down to 13, though. GG, opponent. Well, that's our adventures with Flynn. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you next time. Bye for now.